What's up, guys? DRJ here, bringing you some domination on bootleg. This definitely isn't gonna be like my last Modern Warfare 3 video, but now that my time with this game is definitely winding down. As time goes on in this game, it was interesting to play this from the very start. When the game first opened up, and people hadn't quite it's a nice knife right there. When the game first opened up, and people hadn't figured out where all the major kill zones and vantage points were at just yet. And I was walking around pulling, pretty easily a 6 to 8 KD with, like I said, with ease. And I think the longer that time goes on, the more and more people are going to realize those, the more people are going to exploit those. And I just, the more and more that happens, the less and less desire I have to basically play this game. It's not possible to watch every possible avenue at all times. There's no way to safely work your way around the map. It's, even if I can still pull a 3 KD or a 4 KD at the end of the game, those deaths are just so infuriating that to me it's just absolutely not worth playing. So like I said, we'll see what happens. I might start playing with some parties. I think part of the problem, in addition to everything else, I think part of the issue is that if I do well and I get first place, basically every time, no matter how poor or well I do, I think part of that issue is being put, with the scrubs. It seems like every fucking time. And so you see this match, I think we ended up winning this actually. And then for the next 5 matches after this, 6 matches, I'm with just the worst, most piss poor teammates I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It's anyway, it goes without saying that it's absolutely infuriating. There's nothing you can do when one of your team has a negative 3 to 1 KD. And who was talking about grenades need to be amped up is completely full of shit. I'm so sick of the grenades. I don't think they tend to flash and nade spam quite as much on console because it's more of a pain in the ass to use it with the controllers. But I know like just the tack nade spam on Modern Warfare 3 PC is out of control. Part of that is a result of trying to kill my own teammate there. Part of that is a result of the instant respawn. But I think, like I said, it's just a little bit easier to aim with that. And that guy sitting right behind the first guy, I had no way of knowing that he would be there. Part of that I think is just because, like I said, instant respawn. The other part is because it's so much easier to aim and quickly, toss those out. The other big issue that I have with this game is still the ping, and I don't know if it's necessarily ping per se. It's really difficult to narrow down exactly what it is because there's so many different variables that affect your success rate in, say, face-to-face encounters. But, coming, like I said, from a history of playing games for like 10 years and winning, like I said, 90%, 95% of my face-to-face encounters, it's really odd playing a game like this and, say, having maybe a 50-50 shot of doing it. It's way too common to be able to go on a 15-20, something plus kill streak, and then go on a 3, 4, 5 death streak. It's complete random luck of the draw. Anybody who's consistently pulling, Moabs every game or getting, 10 to 1 KDs, I want to say I don't have any respect for that because that wouldn't be true, but the only way that would be possible is playing against the most absolute downies of the downies, and or, like I said, playing the way this game is basically meant to be played, which is more or less hanging out in one position, maybe running back and forth between 1 or 2 points, but roaming the map is about the best possible way to guarantee multiple deaths that you can have absolutely no way of stopping. One of the things too tonight, it was interesting, I was playing around with assault rifles, and I think tonight is probably the last time I will be using an assault rifle ever, unless I decide to play like a total fucking gimp. I don't know if it's certain guns or if it's ADSing, but it feels like I said, either certain guns or ADSing God, gotta love it when those bombs go off and just fuck your aim up. Like, are there really not enough factors that screw up, like, nice little respawns here. You know, are there not enough factors that, you know, screw up how successful you are on any given occasion? Like, they needed to fuck up your aiming when, you know, friendly bombs are dropped and when friendly EMPs are dropped. Also, the brief flash or stun or whatever you want to call it when the recon drone hits you is definitely needed. Once again, I didn't even bother wanting to turn around because I knew that that helicopter was going off. There's no way I'm going to be able to aim, lean over, and jump off the side of a staircase and hit him with you know, those bombs going off overhead. Just, like I said, I just don't understand this game at all to save my life. Like you can see in here, for the most part, like I said, I win the majority of those face-to-face encounters, and the majority of my deaths are coming from my aim is just almost instantaneous, but the majority of my deaths are coming from what I feel like are situations out of my control. Yay for EMP. That one, I don't get it. With the way that your guns should be flailing all around the second you get hit, it just seems so odd that sometimes the shots either don't register or I don't know, like that. I mean, I got the shots off first. It didn't look like I hit him, but my cursor's right over top of his body. You can't have better aim. I'm not really sure what the answer is there. So, anyway, just about ready to drop a Predator here. And going for this guy. Apparently I accidentally destroyed it. I mean, intentionally destroyed the Pueblo. You know, if I were to, we'll talk about this more in my Down the Rabbit Hole video, but, you know, in my opinion, there's just no need for tacticals in this game, more or less, at all. You know, it looks like they learned their lesson with Frag X3 and Modern Warfare, CoD 4, and, you know, it's fantastic that they aren't letting people run around with 3 frag grenades, but, you know, IMO, that was just absolute suicide. I mean, anyone... There's nobody, if you've ever played a first-person shooter ever in your entire fucking life that has used grenades, you would know that giving people more grenades is not the answer to more fun. You know, granted, I was also playing on 20v20 PC servers, so didn't have quite as much fun. It would have been quite as terrible playing on consoles. Here we go, just leveling kill streaks one after the other. You know, I'm almost debating whether or not to even be picking up that whatchamacallit, airstrike, because I get so few people with it. That just seems like a waste of time. So I don't know if these have actually been patched yet. I'm not sure about the schedule as far as PCs versus console. But if they have been patched, they're still beyond brutal. I was killed with them on multiple occasions today. And when I was being killed with them, the guy, I remember several times, the guy that was shooting me with them was aiming for somebody in front of me that was prone, and as you know, didn't actually even aim for me, was accidentally shot me, which was fantastic. Yeah, I think most of this round was basically a disaster. Somewhat salvaged it with a halfway decent KD there at the end. But like I said, you know, getting ready to God, I ate so many bullets. Getting ready to probably put a stop to this Modern Warfare 3 stuff, because the longer time goes on, the more and more frustrated I get. And like I said, I'm not improving at this game. My aim's not getting any better. And if I was getting, you know, if I was getting pounced by better players again and again and again who are outsmarting me, like, that's the kind of stuff that's, quite frankly, that's what's exciting. Not that the getting beat is necessarily exciting. Oops, decided to look left when I should have looked right. But, you know, the thrill of going up against somebody who's also a really good player and trying to best them is just absolutely exciting as hell. And it's almost impossible to tell if anybody is better than you at this game because of, well, how fast all those guns kill. And all the other factors, you know, maps, radar design, kill zones, etc. So, like I said, we'll see. I don't know if it's BF3s in the future, or maybe just putting a stop to FPSs entirely. I feel like being able to do something like that, you know, look up when I'm being shot, thank God, like he hit me just as I got body armor, and react with, you know, great aim. I mean, like I said, my skills aren't improving. I don't know what I could be doing better besides playing like more and more of a pussy, and I refuse to do that. So anyway, we'll just see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more.